Now back to Wikipedia for a second. We need a definition of the social networking stuff. It's about connecting around common interests or activities. And in fact, humans love to do this. We are wired to want to connect around common interests and activities. It used to have names like the Royal Society of London and the Knights of Columbus, and then it was the bowling leagues in the 50s and Tupperware parties in the 70s, and now it's Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and so on. These tools evolve. And here's where we stand according to Compete.com. MySpace, which used to be 60 million, has lost more than 2/3 of its peak audience and is going down. Facebook has peaked, and it's just starting to decline slowly. I'll show you that chart here in a second. Ning, this is part of the problem for Facebook. There are 1 million. Remember that French CEO? I want my people to use instant messaging and a Facebook-style interface. Ning is your #1 tool for building private social networks. And then LinkedIn, 42.4 million of us. How many of you are on LinkedIn? LinkedIn, I mean, that's the professional social tool. And by the way, these are US numbers. Compete.com will show you whatever country you want to take a look at. Now, we can get rid of MySpace, but there's one we have to add to the list. Look at this. Look at where Google stands at this point in time. Google, as I said earlier, is going to succeed at social or die trying. This is only, this Google Plus thing, it's only 2 years old. LinkedIn just hit its 10th birthday in May. And look at how Google is closing the gap, how quickly. And it gets back to that thing about why would I Google if I could query my Facebook friends? Search and social coming together. And by the way, this is their 4th try. So, you know, they're very persistent. They tried with Orkut and then Wave and then Buzz, and I think they finally cracked the code with Plus. So I'm not saying Google Plus is the first thing you'd look at, but do not ignore it. A company with a market position of Google, you would do so at your peril. What's going on with Facebook? You can look it up. This is again US. There are some countries around the world where Facebook is still growing, but this shows February of 2013 was its peak, and it dropped to March, dropped again in April, dropped again in May, dropped again in June, dropped again in July. Little bounce with all the kids going back to school, but my guess is we're going to see this now be a continued downward trend. All tools have their arc. Friendster had its arc. MySpace had its arc. Facebook has its arc.